Also featuring prominently on the radar of Tanzanian election on Sunday will be the issue of education. A study by Twaweza East Africa shows that the Jakaya Kikwete administration embarked on a huge expansion of the education sector, spending an average of 18% of the national budget on education. The government abolished school fees in public primary schools, leading to an increase in enrollment. But as KTN'S Ben Kitilli found out, this is not where the story ends.
The state of the Tanzanian education sector has been a key issue in the ongoing election campaigns. The various presidential candidates have made major promises to improve the quality of education if elected into power. The abolition of school fees in public primary schools in 2011 saw an influx of pupils in schools across Tanzania. This in turn meant that the teacher-to-student ratio went down rapidly. The government, however, embarked on a massive expansion of the sector, almost doubling enrollment in public primary schools and employing more teachers, partly solving the problem.
This government has managed to recruit teachers massively. So the average teacher-student ratio in this country, ideally should be 1 to 41 to 45, primary and secondary education. But actually we're talking about about 50.
And despite the abolition of school fees in primary schools, indirect costs still remain. These are things like school uniform, textbooks and lunch for the pupils. This has affected mostly basic education.
Kwa hiyo mwanao hataelewa kama utaki wewe mzazi wewe mwenyewe, sisi hatukulazimishi.
According to a survey by non-governmental organization Twaweza East Africa, only 1 in 5 children in the 3rd year of primary school has acquired literacy and numeracy skills expected of them at that stage.
Our teachers are fairly highly qualified, meaning that almost most of them, they will have diploma plus qualifications. The trouble is that our teachers are among the teachers in Africa who are seriously demotivated.
The issue of the languages of instruction in Tanzania's education system has been a point of debate here for more than a decade. Another survey by Twaweza has shown that 89% of parents say that their children found it difficult to switch from Swahili as a medium of instruction in primary school to English in secondary school.
What is the solution? Some people give you a shortcut solution, which is, well, abandon English and adopt Kiswahili throughout the education system. Some people say, well, we have to invest in terms of teaching our children English, teaching our teachers and our children good English so that they're able to teach in our secondary education.
The positive in Tanzania's education story is higher education, which has grown extensively in the last 5 years.
We had only 26 universities by then, but now we are talking about 52 universities. We have increased the number of higher education students from just about 50,000, and now we are talking about more than 200,000 students in our universities and higher education colleges.
Education experts have, however, lamented that despite the relatively huge improvement in education quantitatively, the quality of education has taken a hit, shown by decreasing pass rates. The government's response has not impressed them either.
The government was forced to change the grading system because the education system was not performing. So instead of improving the education system, the government decided to change the grading system. In a way, they were trying to cheat around the system.
Tanzanian law does not recognize the right to education as a basic human right, but as a fundamental objective and issue of state policy. Over the last 5 years, the government has invested massively in expanding the education sector. But experts say that has been counterproductive and more still needs to be done, starting with the law. Ben Kitilli, KTN News.